Welcome back to the Qt Developer, or Qt Developer, whichever one you like. Today we're going to take a look at the QMultiMap. These are pretty interesting. Whereas a map, you can only have one item, one unique item. However, in the multi-map, we can have more than one. So let's go ahead and get started. As always, I need my includes. So I'm going to include the QMultiMap and the infamous QDebug. So, starting off, to declare a QMultiMap, I just write QMultiMap. There. It's templated, so I'll give it the two identifiers, a string, and an int, well, a Q string. And let's name it multimap. Wonderful. Now, in order to insert items into the map, insert items. Oops. There. What I need to do is I need to say multimap dot insert. Oop. There. Ah, darn it. There. Insert. And let's say I want to use fruit. So, banana. Oop. And I'm going to say 1. That'll be the integer. Now to speed things up a little bit, let's go ahead and add 4. I'll make this kiwi. I'll give this what? 3. How about 3? Then I will do strawberry, and I'll give this a 7. And then let's do lime, and I'll give this one a negative number of -5. Okay, now I want to look up the values. So, let's say lookup. There. I want to have another Q string, and the Q string will be called lookup. And I'll create the lookup with a string test, just to test the waters. Yep, there needs to be a Q. Now, I want to check and say, let's get the banana. And I'll set int banana equal to the multimap dot value and pass it banana. The next thing I'll do is I'll say let's make a temp lookup, and I'll set that to the multimap dot value, and I'll use that, which is the str lookup. Now, I expect this won't be found. Those are my expectations. Then, let's see if we could do this in Q. What's this? Let's see how neat, cute creator is. QDebug, and I want to output what? Here it's going to be banana, and I want to output banana, and then here I want to output str lookup. But I want to get tricky with this one. This would be kind of fun. Let's say that I want to output the str lookup based on whether it finds it or it doesn't find it. So I could use some pretty neat code. I say temp lookup, and if that equals 0, let's use the ternary operator. If you'd like me to do a video on the ternary operator, please leave some comments in the comments section. So not found. Otherwise, I'm going to make a Q string. Well, I have to get it from a number, and since the number isn't a string, I have to convert it to a number. And then we'll say temp lookup. There we go. And There it is. Okay, let's test this out. Let's see. There it is. Nice. Bananas 1 and the lookup not found. Terrific. Oh, what if I were to change this str lookup and make it kiwi? So if I put kiwi in there, what do you think's going to happen? Think it'll work? It did. Look at that. Found it. The value is 3. Nice. Okay. Now moving on to the next excellent programming phenomenon within Qt. Now what if I want to find something? Let's use a const find. Now, qdebug, and I want to say const find qdebug. There. Now, what I want to check is I need to make an iterator. So we'll make an auto iterator, and we'll set it to multimap dot const find. And what I want to find is I want to find kiwi. Beautiful. Then I want to check to see if it, the iterator, is equal to the multimap end. Oops. Multimap dot const end, so cend, and if it's not there, then do the qdebug find my value, and I want to output it dot value. And actually, I don't want to find my value. What am I doing? Better name. I need a better name. Let's see, kiwi. How about kiwi? There. There, the kiwi value. That's a better name. So let's go ahead and turn off this lookup. There we go. So we'll just print out this one. Beautiful. Okay. Now let's test it. There it is. Const find, kiwi value, 3. Terrific. All right. So next. Now I want to get tricky. Now I think I want to actually try to do a regular find. So let's add the remember the extra line, the qtendl. The endl. All right. Now let's do a regular find. So the regular find, we're going to use an iterator, iter1, and I'm going to set that equal to the multimap dot find. And this, let's use what I did before. How about I say find the value? Find me. There. Find me. That's what I'm going to look for. Terrific. Now we check again. If what? I could even take this. Let me go ahead and take this right here. Poof. This time, find me value. And this should be the iter. Okay, the iter. Iter1. Nice. Now I'll change that just so it's end instead of the const end. So now let's see what happens. Is it going to find it? That's the question. No, it didn't find it because find me doesn't exist. Beautiful. Now, That would be a regular one, a regular iterator. Whoops. Turn that off. Okay. So let's see. Next important iteration. What if I want to actually go ahead and start adding to this multimap? So let's make a QDebug, and let's call adding duplicates. So remember in the beginning of the video, I was talking about adding duplicates. What happens if you add more than one item of this that has the same value, or has the same key, mind you? Let's take a look. So this time, I'm going to say, all right, let's take a queue list, which we learned about in another video of queue lists. It takes a template parameter. Let's call it values, and let's set that list equal to multimap.value. Okay? And what do I want to do here? I want to take, let's see, what's a good name? Stuff. There, that's what we're going to do. Stuff. There. So that will get a list of stuff. But you know what? We don't have any stuff. So I need to add some stuff. How do I add the stuff? Well, let's go ahead and add. So I'm going to take this. Come down. Add the duplicate. 1, 2. And let's say stuff. Stuff. And let's give stuff 20. And let's give more stuff, 30. So we have two things, two stuffs. We have 20 stuff and 30 stuff. Now I want to get the values of stuff. And I'm going to store those inside of this queue list. Okay, now I need to actually check the list and see what's in it. So I'm going to create my loop. Auto, we'll call it H, and inside of what? Values. And here we go again with this error, or warning. Does everybody remember how to get rid of that warning? Remember, we could use Q as const. That's right. Q as const. And then inside of here, what do I want to check? Does everyone remember? Yes. Q debug. Stuff. Stuff. And I want to output H. Beautiful. Now let's go ahead and run it. What do you think is going to happen? Will it print those two values? Let's see. Yes, it did. Beautiful. So it created a queue list of values of these two multimap items that had the same key. That's pretty cool. That's why Qt C++ is great. So much fun. Okay. Now, moving on. What happens if I want to use an STL style iterator to get the stuff? How do I do that? Well, it'll be more efficient than this because I'm not duplicating anything. So, STL Q debug. Let's take the handle so we can separate. There. And I'll create a little label here that's for STL iter. Nice. And now this is a little tricky. So I want to take auto and I want to pass it what? What do you think I want to pass it? I'll use I again. Then I'll use end. And then I want to set that equal to the multimap dot equal range is the method. And what I pass it is stuff. Then what I can do is I can run my while loop on I while it's not equal to end. I can begin to qdebug the I.value. And then I want to increment I, because if I don't increment I, this loop is never going to end, and then it goes kablooey. So, I and end, push it through, call the equal range, and let's see. What do you think? My goodness, look at that. Did the same thing. Here's the STL iter right there. That's beautiful. So why don't I go ahead and turn this off. And I can go ahead, turn this off. And I can go ahead and turn this off. So now we have a little more room. Let's look at it again. Nice. Adds the duplicates. And there's our iterator on the STL. Beautiful. I'll leave that up. So now let's say, how do I access this using a range loop? So I'll go ahead and turn this off. I can turn that off. Now, let's go ahead and add a range loop. So let's see, qdebug and range loop. Oh, range loop. Nice. And in here, I will go ahead and use int. Let's see, what do I want to call this? Why don't I just call it value? And value will be std. Let's use a different one other than q as const. Remember, we could use the std as underscore const and then pass it the multimap. Beautiful. And I want to do what? Oh, I spelled that wrong. There we go. I want to go ahead and output the value. Oops. There. Now, this std as const solves the problem that we get that warning with, the same as q as const, except we're using the std style. Let's see what happens. There it is. Look at that. Here's the range loop. Nice. And notice it printed them all. So now, let's see. Let's make a new one. Okay. We'll go ahead and turn that off. Now is when the exciting part comes in. And this is truly exciting. So now, let's call it qdebug. And I'm going to say cool merging. Need my semicolon. So in my cool merging, I'm going to create a QMultiMap, and that QMultiMap will have QString for the key and an int for the value. And I'm going to say map1 map 2, and map 3. Declare them all on the same line. Now, let's insert into the first map. So map 1 dot insert, and I want to insert QT, and I'll name it, or I'll give it a value of 1. I am then going to do it again, and I'm going to give this a value of 2, the same key. Then I'm going to into the second map, into map 2, I'm going to insert QT again, and I'm going to give it a value of 3. And then I'm going to create another map, map 3, and I'm going to say map 3 is equal to map 1 plus map 2. This is where the real magic is. Then if I do QDebug and I look at map 3, what do you think is going to happen? Can you guess it? Are you ready? The excitement, the anticipation. Let's see. Oh, that's cool. It takes all of them and it merges. Cool merging. So I now have map 1, map 2, and map 3. That's pretty neat. 3, 2, 1. That's awesome. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please share your thoughts, your opinions, and any future videos you like. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.